When Pat was young, he used to like to go out into the backyard and climb up on top of the rainbows and walk up and look down. And he would be able to talk to the rainbow. And what the rainbow told him, he wrote down, and he's here to share with it. Here's Pat.
This is my first time here. Actually, one of my first times trying to read poetry in front of a group. I write a lot. I'm a janitor. I have a lot of time to think, in between cleaning up oil from a factory floor. So I'm just going to talk about my life for a moment, because it's all I know. So my life is elation, bliss, non-concept, and non-duality, non-par none. It's lips, moonlight, long walks and hesitations, red wine, dim dive bars, and humanity. Cold, collected instant gratification, complemented with a smile and imitation. These shapes, forms, desires, abstract proportions, symmetrical and geometrical, bring our world into an effortless division with waning notions of guilt. We are gridlocked and utilitarian, striving for uniformity, but I only at home outside this box. My reality no longer compressed to a narrowly defined parentheses bracket. I know only is. Is shapeless and without a name. Is never was, and certainly not will be. Is or am. And as for desire, I stare boldly into your meaningless, darkened void, no longer grasping but free-falling and fearless, for I am also this void. So please, take our broken dreams, our unfulfilled promises, our words lost, our half-memories, and remember, our world is comprised of rings, and we are the sole providers of these hooks and anchors. And this, my warning and my pain, processed and pasted to a creative impulse on a piece of paper.
Everybody gets 5 minutes to talk.
All right. Well, rose flowers wilted in the morning, a bitter blossom forlorn with yearning, a yearning to show us her way. My solitude better than her darkness, alone longer, but quicker to harness the way. Her soft steps, music to the moonlight, warm breath, dancing was a free flight, and that was her way. I took her hand, I made for the green meadows, our bodies melting into these dark shadows, and this was our way. I was never 23. I was 22, now I'm 24, but never 23. I don't believe this is due to my particular affinity for even numbers. 23 has been not repressed or forgotten, but very little that was tangible from that year remains. It was trial by fire. What's left is a broken back and a black hole where my heart used to be. Another false beginning, which has brought me nearer to myself. Even my hair has been weighed a bit by the weights I've placed on my own shoulders. I don't blame others for my hardships. I know that I stand firmly as my own obstacle. The only thing that one can truly believe and trust is their own 2 feet while they're still attached. And even our hands may serve to deceive us at the altars of strange gods, inimical and false, fueled by passions and desires biological. And these statements are not rotten bitterness, however, merely truth as it stands. Through strife, I've learned gratuity for this world. It's true. Its true beauty is evident in the stars and our neighbors. I've learned what bliss means, which isn't the same as being gratified. Bliss being the good and the bad seen as one whole, always for the better. Acceptance of our present state of being without searching our past for excuses and without anticipating a future as we can never be certain as to what it may hold. I've learned that compassionate non-attachment is the only way. To love everything but never to grasp too firmly. Taking this life's experiences as they come and letting them go in their due course. At 23, I've learned that creation, destruction, birth, and death, rebirth are all occurring every moment of our existence in perfect synchronistic balance, simultaneously across the whole of our universe. Our perception reigning supreme, manifesting and unmanifesting our desires at will. At 23, I've learned to be careful what you wish for, because you're getting it all the time, whether you like it or not. When given a square block and a round hole, there's no need to even fill this void. Everything perfect when it sucks for you and your particular sense of identity, which is usually based upon false pretenses anyhow. That this beautiful, transient, dreamlike illusion we call life will be over before you knew it, and there isn't anything that won't be taken away from you. I've learned that fearlessness is having nothing to lose and not craving anything to gain. That our very existence is philosophy in motion if we peer beneath the veil of our mundane day-to-day struggles, and this our inner guru is our greatest teacher. To never separate our life and our beliefs, preach only what we practice, and more importantly, to always listen. To listen to everyone, no matter what your prejudgments may tell you. Sometimes the craziest looking, most haggard son of a bitch holds the greatest truths of our universe in their soul. Appearance, good and bad, are always deceiving. At 24 now, I no longer see other people. I see only myself and everyone in varying degrees of delusion. The baby crying, a man begging for change, the president and the prostitute, all me suffering from an alternate delusion. We are but mirrors facing mirrors in one hell of a funhouse. And if you don't believe me, I won't judge you. And if you think this is a mere fancy collection of ornate verbalities, wrought by my own ego, perhaps to get laid, I wouldn't blame you. However, I know I was born crying, and I plan to die laughing. Although I was never 23, only 24, its lessons remain and forever are open all my doors. Thank you.
And in those dark shadows comes Barnabas Collins. And Barnabas Collins says, "Give this to Pat. It is the special coin."